Welcome everyone to today's Subnautica live stream. Thank you all for joining in. Hi, Guy, Lars, Jonathan, Planetarium, Bastion, AZ. Thank you all for joining in. We're gonna hang out today and do some some shopping for vehicles, as it were. We're gonna be doing starting off with prawn suit stuff. I've actually got prawn suit materials ready. And I miscalculated because I forgot about the cost of a plasteel ingot in the depth module. So I'm going to test and see how everything works in terms of the depth once we take that out and we're docked. But yeah, we're going to go in that direction, waiting for it to, it's still trying to get the terrain caught up on everything because of how much lag I'm having here. But yeah, it's gonna take a moment. So we're gonna go. Lars, what do you mean? Why am I not answering at any time? I'm answering you now. I said hello to everybody. And hello, Danielle. Thank you for joining in. Haven't seen you in the stream in a while. Trust things are doing better for you now. I know you had a lot of stuff going on before, kind of backed out of joining on the streams, kind of backed away from doing some gaming yourself. I'm glad to see you joining. We're going to go through the containment facility, of course, so I can shortcut to my mobile vehicle bay outside the gun platform and build a prawn suit. I'm gonna grab some quartz while I can. I actually have had quartz and titanium respawning in this area, the big deposit, so I've been doing some gathering up on that. And I've got a little bit of supplies, but I kind of burned through it for the plasteel ingots. That kind of ate up a lot of my stuff. So we're gonna hopefully not be eaten by the big guy. I hear him, I just can't see him yet. He's here. He's just invisible until the game can catch up. Oh, well, thank you for ditching your studies, AZ, to join us on the stream. That's always nice. So you need to probably keep up. Here's some of my stalkers still hanging out, swimming around that I dumped out here that were just spares. So that's good. Maybe they'll protect me from the sea dragon when he comes after me. Danielle, I'm glad you got some more time on your hands. So always nice to have you join. And oh yeah, I need to get I need something out of here. Yeah, I need to upgrade out of here. I don't want to waste the jump jet upgrade. Or no, I did do the jump jet. Yeah, okay, I already did that. Then we'll worry about having that mess up or something. So we've got the jump jet upgrade depth module we're going to use to get the prawn suits back. I don't think I need the grappling arm as much. Hopefully. We'll be trying without it. Make a base from surface to the alien lava base. I think that would require a completely new game save, Jonathan, because it's already, I mean, the reason I've got like motion blur turned off, I got certain things tweaked on here graphically to where it kind of looks stuttery at times, is because the existing base is so bad about performance on this. So, that is, if I do that, it would have to be a new game save, completely from scratch. And the objective today, initially, AZ, is to get some vehicles. Because, yes, we are doing decoration mode now, trying to finish up the decorations for everything. And I want to get the harder decorations done, which will be prawn suits And we need to get one sea moth. But that I can just come up here, build, and then drive down separately. The prawn suits are the ones that are the more dangerous because I have to get past the sea dragon. Also, a little bit more expensive on certain things in terms of the materials for depth modules and such. So we're going to build first. Oh, not what I meant to do. I want to climb it. So I want to go and we're going to make a prawn suit. And like I was saying, I actually miscalculated on the materials needed. So we'll see if I can get away with just the one depth module once I dock them. Yes, Jonathan, it is a big base. It's the biggest single base I've done in terms of, not, I would say, square footage, square meters, but the biggest base because of how many components have gone into it. So we're going to, of course, do the depth module, jump jets, and I'm going to put a thermal reactor in at least one. Because the idea of the aliens, you know, throwback to the movie, the loader, the mech loader thing, we're going to have this being like a mech loader for our, like our shipping area. And so, since it's in such a hot zone, why not use a thermal reactor module? You never have to recharge the mech loader while it's working. So that's what that's for. So yeah, we're going to do some vehicle stuff today. Try to get... I want to see how this one works with, of course, moving around, doing things in the inactive lava zone on my loading module. And then we'll be doing stuff where I'll build the other ones, bring them down to dock. If the depth module does not require me to keep it in there for it to be a problem. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I docked a vehicle and then took a depth module out at a very big depth. So, only one with a PC. And so you go through the map. I'm sorry about that. I'm guessing you say you're the only one with the PC. Everybody else is playing it on console. Oh, I'm going to have to jump off of that. Or maybe jump off of Big Mama's corpse. But it's not really her corpse. She's still kind of alive. She hasn't completely died yet. So... increase my capacity in regards to what? You're talking about my power capacity, my storage capacity, Jonathan? I don't think I'm going to need much in the way of storage capacity on this, since it's just for visuals. And I really, the thermal reactor part is to make sure I don't have to increase my power capacity. Alright, we're gonna go again. There we go. Jump jets are not that strong out of water. So much stutter. It seems like I'm going so fast because of the motion blur being off. Oh, I keep bumping into everything. More storage upgrades? Well, this is, again, cosmetic. It's not going to be needing a lot of storage. It just needs to be there to fit the aesthetics of the idea that I have. The shipping, receiving bay. He's like, I'm getting ready for battle. I'm diving in to get some armor. Maybe I should have brought a grappling module just so I can move a little faster towards the walls. Oh, good. He's over there. He's not going to be a problem right now. As long as I get over this way, I'm not going to look like much of a snack for him. Oh, so you have a desktop PC and everybody else is using laptops. Well, it depends on the laptop. They're making good strides in terms of gaming laptops, so I still don't consider any laptop a true gaming system until they get a bit more modular. I know there's one, I can't remember what company it is, but there's a company that's actually got a gaming laptop coming out that is modular, where you can upgrade the processor in it if you want. You can just, I mean, obviously you're going to have to buy the stuff from them, not quite buy something just, here's an i9 off Amazon and throw it in. It'd be kind of buying little module kits, but there is some company has got a upgradable modular laptop design out for gamers. So you can sit there, I mean, throw in like a graphic card upgrade as long as it will fit in the storage slot. It was kind of an interesting design when I saw it. I think it was at one of the electronic showcases recently. There we go. You swapped your depth modules in the Lost River? You mean you lost your depth modules, Joe? Vent Garden, Bastion, I like the premise of it. I like that we have a massive Leviathan type creature that is, of course, friendly. Kind of, you know, like we got the big Leviathan here. I like how it feels more like an ecosystem with the fact we have the adult, the ancient adult one, and then you have the younger juvenile baby ones that float around, and the, you know, general concept that they float around until they find a spot and then they anchor themselves in. That is a nice, you know, touch to it. It's like, it's blurring between the idea of a plant and animal and fungus, I guess you could say. Kind of in between, and then that, you know, jellyfish, man of war look to it, has all the different creatures inside of it. That gives a nice look. So yeah, there we go. That's the idea, is to have a power loader here for loading in all of our shipping stuff. So this is like the unorganized one. He's here to do some work, you know, and organize everything as shipments come in and do that. So that's kind of the theme for this. But instead of leaving this one for now, we're going to actually put it in a dock position and see if I can borrow the depth module again. I'll make more depth modules eventually. Right now, I just want to try to get the prawn suits built and brought down. We need 2 here and 1 up top. Yeah, I'm coming into that area where it generates new terrain, and that always causes problems.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Alright. So, let's take the module out. Like, okay, it's not letting me target. Let's go here. One reason I have this. I'm going to take the depth module out. Take that out. And yeah, we'll take that out. So yeah, it's not breaking. Oh. Yeah, just warning, it's below the crush depth, but it's not taking, well, it doesn't look to be taking damage. It doesn't show any health for it. So that worries me a little bit. There's no health showing. 100%, we're fine. Okay. So yeah, I'm just going to borrow the modules and we'll build more later as we have to. Alright, so let's get caught up. Sanity. I don't know if I've got a lot of sanity. Maybe just enough patience in this game to build this base. And keep going with this. Hi, Dr. Strange. Thanks for joining us. Glad you helped out against Thanos. Everybody give thanks for Dr. Strange helping in the fight with Thanos. Motherboard is small as heck, and you don't have thermal paste. You probably need to put some thermal paste on there. I've seen some people that forgot to do that when they built their system and burned their processor out very quickly. So, yeah, you might not want to go without the thermal paste. Mine, I have a lot of, or not a lot, but I put the correct amount of thermal paste, and then I have the biggest heatsink that would fit in my case. And it is a massive heatsink. 2 fans on it, 1 on each side, you know, set up so it flows the right way, and the heatsink is like that big. It's half the size of my head. So, I don't have thermal or liquid cooling. And yet, right now, I'm running at, 46 to 50 degrees Celsius. So that's good right there. Plus, I have 3 fans blowing in, 1 blowing down from the top, and fans on the back. So I have good airflow in my case. Yes, I have bulkheads throughout the structure. Jonathan, I've got like 1 here, and the idea being that, so the rooms, if this broke here and flooded, there would be no flooding in the rooms. My plants would not die. So there's bulkheads all around in themed places to treat it like, oh yeah, if something happens, this breaks, you're not going to lose everything in this area. Like my storage has a bulkhead, so none of my storage gets destroyed, kind of thing. But the bulkheads really are not the big thing for the integrity. I've used this mostly the using more in terms of the reinforcements everywhere. And oh, I got a stutter. All right, let's say before I go on. Hi, Two-Ton. Thanks for joining in. Glad to have you. All right, so we got 1 prawn suit that is docked and cannot be moved right now. Time to get another one and avoid the lava plume. Alright, Planetarium, thanks for hanging out. We'll be on for a little while if you can make it back. Yeah, we're gonna get... Well, I've got enough for 1 more, I believe. Prawn suit. I had enough originally, I know, for 2. Actually, no, I don't have enough for prawn suit. That's right, I need to get... I gotta make another plasteel ingot. That's the problem. Is the depth module, I forgot the initial Mark 1 took a plasteel ingot, so I'm actually short 1 plasteel ingot. We're gonna make 1 before I go all the way there and find out I can't make it. That should be all I'm missing. I think everything else was not part of the depth module. I think it was just the plasteel ingot is what I ended up using. And of course I need to put at least 1 sea moth in here. Let's see if I can make a new one with the supplies I gathered a little bit earlier. Like I said, it started to respawn some of the big mineable blocks, and I am short titanium again. I did find some titanium blocks, but not a lot. So I need to harvest some quick titanium. You know what? This is fine. I can just go this one of these routes to get out. I'm going to need a lot of copper before this is done for all the signs I'm going to have to put in everywhere to help me remember and help everybody else that's been watching all this when you download the game save to know which way everything is.
You are the legend captain on the planet.
Well, AZ, Subnautica, was Unknown World's first project. That's how they have made a name for themselves. So I know they hired more people as they grew and had plenty of sales going. But I think part of that was hiring people to convert Subnautica, code from PC to for console, like going for Xbox and PlayStation. That way they don't have to worry about trying to recode stuff specific to the consoles. As far as adding to their crew for this, I really can't say. And part of it's not necessarily just Subnautica. I mean, yes, there's going to be certain things in the code and the way they did things, like how the code is done for handling the hull strength calculations with your depth as you get lower. I think they may have done things not as efficiently as they could have, simply because of the fact that who's going to really build something like this? Beyond myself and a few people. Most people are not going to be building a base of this size with this many components that contribute to adding or decreasing your integrity. So part of it is going to be their code. Part of it's going to be just the engine, what the engine itself is capable of. Because this is not like, it's not that they built their own engine from scratch. They're using a available known engine like many developers do, especially when they're getting started, because that's what those are made for, to make it quicker to create games rather than having to make it completely from scratch. Ooh, and I need Ruby. That's right, I'm low on Ruby because of these. I actually, yeah, I was gonna make enough of the, what was it, the stuff with the gel sacks. My mind's gone blank. The aerogel. I was gonna make some more of that for the additional prawn suits I'm gonna have to make, but I ran out of Ruby after I did the upgrade, one of the upgrade modules, and then made the aerogels. And when you say can't they hire professional developers, you gotta understand, technically now they are professionals. Whether they were doing this before releasing Subnautica or after Subnautica became successful, they are now professionals. They are, you know, the ones that created the game at the beginning, and they are doing this as their jobs now. I don't think they're doing this as a, well, let's just work on this on the side while we work on other stuff. They do this as their full-time job. So they're professional developers. Whether you want to say they have the caliber of and experience that they need to be able to fix this better, that's a different story. You know, that's personal opinion, I would say. But no matter what they do, it's still going to be also based on limitations within the game engine that they're using for this. So, you know, it then goes to who developed the engine and could they have done some things differently for the engine itself. I'm not going to worry about getting so much of the small pieces of titanium right now. This is just to make sure I have enough for this next prawn suit. And I'm getting all these markings for stuff that's not there. I had 3. See, how many do I have? Oh yeah, I got enough. I'm being attacked. I'm actually going to dock with the base. I don't need to have titanium that I carry with me right now. I'm going to start restocking the base storage itself. Alright. Let's turn that back off. So. Yeah. Matt, you've missed, well, 1 trip to make a prawn suit. I ain't gonna worry about that. That'll repair later. And we're about to go make another trip for a prawn suit. And yes, we started a cult, the Cult of Strange. All hail Dr. Strange for his contribution to fighting Thanos. That he is, forget Tony Stark. Dr. Strange is Lord and Savior. He knew what would happen. He manipulated things to make sure we reach that one outcome. Even though if they followed the stories from the comic books, I believe there was another outcome, one of the alternate timelines where Thor got the gauntlet and snapped his fingers, not only killing Thanos and just kill, you know, all of his army, but restoring everybody that he killed in his snap, and restoring Asgard, the Eternal Realm, everybody there, restored the whole place and everybody back there, so that, you know, it issued like new era of prosperity or whatever. And I think it was he lost his arm as part of it. I really haven't read comics in a long time, but I remember seeing something about that was one of the options for how the movie could end. Yeah. Cheap game for Subnautica. It's not normally $6 US. I mean, it costs, well, I know I paid like, I think $10 when I originally bought it. But I mean, it kind of costs a little bit more than that now, unless you get it on sale. Let's get, yeah, I'm going to use up the last of this water. I'm good on food. We'll use the water. There we go. Yeah, Iron Man, I mean, if anybody, not trying to spoil anything, but if you've heard anything about Avengers Endgame, Tony Stark makes his own gauntlet, snaps his fingers. He's mortal, he's human, so he's not going to be able to withstand that kind of thing. So obviously it's going to take a pretty hefty toll on him physically. Even with his technology, I don't think he can create a gauntlet enough that it takes a brunt of the effect. But yeah, that's kind of why if you've seen any of the stuff, which you don't even have to see in-game stuff, you can watch stuff for Spider-Man Far From Home, and it even spoils it there, talking about Tony Stark, Iron Man being gone. Even the trailers for that movie have already added spoilers that Iron Man's not around anymore. And obviously, we got Spider-Man back. So you know that the Avengers win in-game just by watching another movie's trailer. Good morning, Ballistics Boy. Thanks for joining in. My face looks like Robert Downey Jr. I'm missing a bit of the facial hair and the wisdom, the billionaire, philanthropist, playboy, genius aspect. Well, I can't remember what all phrases he used when they're whoever it was is asking, well, what do you bring to the table? He got mad I was skirting past him, and he's actually avoiding the building this time. Normally he actually tries to swim through. So we're back. And this just reminded me, I need to probably check my ion cube generator when I get back. Again, thanks to Prime Sonic and FC Studios, I believe that was, for creating our ion cube generator mod. That is fantastic in terms of, well, I don't know if you'd need it normally in the game, but for me, building some of the stuff that I'm doing, it helps to keep from sitting here idle, having to farm over and over. I can just let it produce and then empty it out occasionally. I am the next Iron Man. I don't know. I feel like they've already got the Iron Spider. I'd have to be I'd have to come in as something else. I'll be from what was it? Spider-Man Far From Home. Because of the snap, we got a dimensional tear, and there's another dimension, so we get, was it Mephisto? I think is the name, played by Jake Gyllenhaal. I could be like the Iron Man from his dimension, and I'll look different because of that. Swim closer now. That is not a Mesmer. He is the Sea Dragon. And they have not shown any intelligence enough to talk to other creatures. That would be scary if the Sea Dragon could communicate with the others and be like, hey, I need some Mesmers down here to convince him to swim closer. He keeps evading me. I need him to be confused so I can eat him. Alright, prawn suit. Yes. Fortunately, I didn't mess up my other counts. So, yeah, I'm down. I don't have enough for another prawn suit now until I make some more. But this will give me... That's 2 prawn suits. I can drop this one off as well in one of the moon pools. And then we'll use the upgrades for the last one. There we go. Alright. Hopping in.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
And same thing again. Going back. This time we'll just go straight to the moon pool instead of doing the theme test of the look for the power loader. No, AZ, I have not been contacted yet to be the next Iron Man. Though if I did get the offer, Iron Man 2.0, something like that, some way they want to do it. The Iron Pepper, maybe? I would not turn it down. I mean, cool opportunity, you know, meet some famous people, get to act in a movie, probably ruin the movie and have it be the worst Iron Man movie of all. Drive people away from the theaters when they go to see it and be like, this is the worst Iron Man ever. Though I'm pretty sure if I did act as Iron Man or Iron Pepper or whatever, I think I would still be a better choice for that than the new Batman choice that has been made. The Pattinson Batman. I saw that after they already announced they were considering him, he was one of the top choices, and they had like several petitions start online to not pick that guy as the new Batman. I think one had like over 1 million signatures saying do not choose him as Batman. They chose Pattinson to be the new Batman. And immediately all the memes started, all the jokes. Saw one about worst vampire ever. Took him 11 years to turn into a bat. Things like that. I'm pretty sure I would still be a better choice for an Iron Man character than him for Batman. I feel like they're just picking him because they think he'll bring in more women to watch the movie, and that will bring in more guys because of their girlfriends, wives wanting to go see the movie because he's in it, and disregard anything that might do to actually damage the look of Batman or make people not want to see it just because they feel it's going to be a waste of money to see him disgracing Batman's image. And he is right behind me. Oh, his aim is really bad when I'm in the prawn suit, that's for sure. Has great aim if I'm in the sea moth, but in the prawn suit, he can't hit me. He did not hit me once. That's interesting. I've never seen it be like that, where his aim is that different between two vehicles. Matt's Red, yes, I have played Fallout 4. I have a whole series on it. I've actually stepped away from playing it because I got honestly burned out on it. I kept trying to build. There's a lot of things. Now, we were talking earlier about Subnautica, you know, hiring professional developers. I feel like Bethesda should have hired better developers in regards to the building mechanics of the game, because there's some nice mechanics in Fallout 4 for building, but there's a lot of stuff that's like, if they had got people from other development studios that worked on building style games, they'd be like, you know what, that's a bad idea. There is some stuff in that game that's just a bad idea, bad implementation on how they did certain things. So, I've played Fallout 4, I've stepped away from it. I finished the storyline and was kind of really disappointed in the final ending of the storyline where you find out who your son is. I was like, that's just... I feel like they also should have hired some better writers for the plot and everything, because that was... I feel like that's the weakest... one of the weakest stories in a game that I've encountered, and definitely the weakest of the Fallout games that I've played. And again, I cannot access from there, so good thing I have my management console here. We're going to take this stuff back out. So I have it, and now I just need supplies for another prawn suit. Let's see what I can make now without having to go harvesting. I know I need titanium, that's a definite. But I think I can make some of the other stuff still. Let's see. I know I need 2 aerogel. Yeah, sparkly Batman. Well, Black Widow might be dead, but they're still doing a Black Widow solo movie, from what I am understanding. They've already got that all slated together. So yeah, we're gonna have a Black Widow solo movie, so you still get at least to see Scarlet in another one, and another movie of her being in tight outfits. Alright, enamel glass, then the diamond and lead I'll have to grab from storage. I think I have all that. Probably still on the Cyclops. Now, obviously, I got enough for the enamel glass, which is very fortunate. I don't have to go and get anything for that. I just need 20 titanium. Make some plasteel ingots. Let's go ahead and... Oh, yeah, I said I needed to check this. Let's check my ion cube generator, because I see my power going way up, so I know that it is full. Oh, they already had another one ready. It just couldn't accept it, so I got 5 out of that. Okay, that works for me. I think this time I'm going to overclock it. We're going to go full maximum overclock. And yeah, let's... Now this is one thing I feel Unknown Worlds should have been doing better in the game. If you want to talk about being professional developers, they should have realized there's a problem with stacking ladders. Maybe we should make it easier to target the ladder when you want to go down the ladder, not cause this problem where you end up going up most of the time. The ladder should have a better design and make it easier to target going up and down when you stack them. Matt's Red, depends on how long it's been since you played Subnautica. If it's been since early access, you know, well, of course, we got the final part of the story. We've got I mean, a good bit of stuff has been added to the game. You know, I'm playing with mods because I've already played enough times with the normal game. I wanted something new. Let's see, where do I want? I know where we're gonna go. We're gonna go. Well, I remember which direction to go. There we go. We're gonna go back through the tunnel. I'm not gonna worry about taking the Cyclops because I don't need that much right now, and I would just a little bit more tedious to drive it back through. Plus, we'll see how well I can escape the ghost boy when I get over there. So we're gonna go through this way and do a little chase sequence with the Ghost Leviathan, like this. Slowly the train will come in. Captain Marvel's your new crush. I can give you that one there. She's definitely got a little bit more utility that she brings to the table than Black Widow. Black Widow, law of languages, spy, you know, combat skills in terms of hand-to-hand and such. But, you know, Captain Marvel, blow up spaceships with her hands and special powers. There's a difference there. So, I'll definitely give you that. She's got a lot more utility she brings to the table for the team on that. Rearrange the base? Oh, I am not rearranging the base enough that it would allow for your idea to work, because the reason it's stuttering so bad is how much goes in, and we haven't built anything yet in this stream, but when I build, if I build a single component on the base, it freezes the game for a couple of seconds when it calculates the hull strength values for everything. So yeah, this base, there's no more expanding it. It would only be break it completely back apart, you know, large sections of it completely gone to make it run better, and then maybe build elsewhere for that, but I'm not planning to do that. This is gonna be, this base is done. We're keeping it the way it is. We're just gonna add cosmetic decorations, and then from there, maybe do another, you know, new game save, a whole new build sequence, or might be, would be my preference, maybe pick a different game to switch to for live streams and start building in. Let's get my scanning going. I need titanium. There should be deposits out here. that I have still available. Make sure I don't have any friends coming in to say hi unexpectedly. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Big deposit. Yeah, you're talking, I don't know, about 5 minutes ago, Jonathan. I know you had that other one that was, build a base connection from top to, you know, like surface down to lava zone. I don't know if, that would work, and I don't see another comment about a base aspect on that. Yeah, I'm not moving a lot of stuff. The base is staying that design. This point is simply finishing up the cosmetics, and then I'm going to be releasing the game save with my cache files. Use the full list of mods. Depending on the size of everything, I might include all the mods too in the game file. But yeah, this is pretty much, we're just going to be doing just cosmetic work at this point. No major rebuilding because there's just too much that I've already done with it. I'm not taking it apart at this point. There we go. Another big deposit. That will help. Let's see. Matt's Red, I think you should stream whatever you feel like doing and you feel like people are going to want to watch. I mean, obviously, if you want to stream a game that you love and nobody watches it, well, you know, you're not going to feel as good talking to yourself the whole time or talking to nobody. But if you stream a game that you hate and tons of people watch, you might be able to put up with it for a while, and eventually you're going to probably burn out. So you need to find that balance. A game you like, and a game people want to watch. While I'm still able to kind of... I would not be doing this in videos right now. I would not be playing and recording long video sessions to edit and do a big base like this. The reason I am able to do it right now is I like hanging out with everybody and talking. But even with that, the stuttering, the performance issues are starting to really get to me at this point. And I really want to get away from this base build and get the game back to running smoothly again. Yes, 64. The game is laggy because I have a super massive base. Even with settings adjusted to try and accommodate for it, it doesn't make a difference. There is no fixing it at this point other than starting a brand new save because I have a really big base in this. And that is the goal, is to now be working towards starting a brand new game save. I think... Oh, there we go. There's some titanium up top. Maybe I'll have some more big boulders to harvest. Thank you, Joshua Me. How do I feel if somebody says uncle? You uncle? I'm not sure about that. AZ, what you mean from that one. I don't have any nieces or nephews, so I'm not an uncle. Call me Uncle Spicy, I guess, if you want. But that's not... That would be... I mean, that'd be just your personal choice. And, oh, of course, I'm out of room now. I ran out of room for titanium very quick. I'm grabbing a bunch, because this way I can hopefully have enough for the other stuff I need to make. Maybe I should just got out and collected all of that instead in my inventory. That would have been the smart thing to do, is just collect it. And then finish filling up the rest of the space. There we go. Alright, that is enough. We're going back. Back to the base. Get ready for another prawn suit. Oh, wait. Am I going back to the base? There we go. Alright. . Co-op, I still hear that the multiplayer mod for this is really buggy. And to me, again, you know, people have asked me if I would do multiplayer on this. To me, this is just a single-player game. This is how I've always played it, how I prefer to play it. Because it's all about you and your creativity then, and what you're trying to accomplish. So I don't think I would ever really enjoy this in a multiplayer sense. Rearranging the base? Yeah, again, Jonathan, I'm not going to rearrange the base just because, well, one, that'd be a lot of stuff to rearrange. Two, I'm pretty happy with the way the base looks. I just want to finish the cosmetics on it. So. Set the screen resolution at 480p. Yeah, but I want to be able to stream at 1080p. I want to make sure it works better. And, oh, that... Yeah, I got him chasing me. I want to see if he actually can hit me. He'll hit the Cyclops, even with the speed boost that I have. Because he's able to catch up to it. He can't catch me in the sea moth. Alright. So, ballistics, the base, really right now, I have another level of habitat that I have to fill out with cosmetics like beds, benches, wardrobe type storage, stuff like that, just to make it look like a regular living space. The lab areas, I think I've got a little bit I need to do with those, and oh no, he is right next to me. Did not do the one-shot thing. At least he never comes over to my base area. The zoo is done. I'm finished with the zoo. I'm not even gonna worry about it anymore, other than maybe I need to throw a couple of things into the Lost River one, just so we have the fish there, because there's really only 2 collectible fish from it. So I kind of waited on that. But most of it is just really getting a few cosmetics done around the base, and then I'll be tidying up some things to allow for people who want to download the game and try it, download my save file and see what they can do. You know, have things kind of set up for you. Like, I'm not going to drain the storage, but I'm not going to fill the storage out completely either. I'm going to have it where it gives you kind of some function, but you're not locked in where you have nothing or you have too much stuff. So. Time pod thing and the escape pod. Oh yeah, the time capsule. That's the other thing. That would be the, you know, you build the escape rocket, the Neptune rocket, you go and launch, and when you do, it's going to give you the option to eject a time capsule. After all I've done on this, if I was to say, yeah, I'm going to do the Neptune rocket and launch it, I would probably just want to put all of the cuttlefish eggs in it, but I've already used 2 of them. So I can't do that. Alright, let me see, what was it? I've got 2 of those. I've got the 2 aerogel, the enamel glass, 2 diamond, 2 lead. That's right. So let's go back to, we'll go redock my sea moth now. And then we can go get a 3rd prawn suit. This is the one that I'm going to actually leave the mods inside, so it can sit at the docking area, the loading area. Oh, yeah. There we go. Another one of those stutters. And this will be the last prawn suit. So after this, we have 1 sea moth I want to have, so I can leave for utility purposes, ignoring the functional aspect, but leaving for utility if you want to download this game save and use it yourself. When you come into the area, if you want to use the sea moth to make it easier to transfer supplies from your Cyclops to the base, I'm going to leave 1 moon pool open for sea moth. And I mean, if you really want to do that for the prawn suit, I guess I could do that with the prawn suit. I'll pull one of the prawn suits out, and What am I doing? I'm distracting myself here. I'm gonna pull one of the prawn suits out. Later, after I put a new set of, like, the depth upgrade in it, and get it up to the loading bay. So we'll just have 2 prawn suits in the loading area. And, I'll leave 1 moon pool open for a prawn suit as well, in case you want to bring your own down when you get the game saved. So there'll be at least 1 moon pool open for each option. I'll be leaving my scanner rooms around the map, so if you want to try and add more to this, if you think your computer can handle it, or you want to just drop the quality down that much, so you can, feel free. But yeah, I'm gonna do that. The plan for the next build. I don't know if I'm going to do another Subnautica build right now. I know people have been asking for Below Zero. There's just not enough content in Below Zero right now to really do live streams for it. I kind of like the idea of switching to a different game again. Moving away from Subnautica for some time, just focusing on Below Zero, and then doing a new game for the streams. In terms of, it'll of course be a building game and not be one of the ones I'm doing normally in the videos. Because I want the streams to be kind of special on their own special thing. So I don't know. If you've got suggestions, I know people have been suggesting Astroneer. I don't have that. I do have No Man's Sky. People have suggested it. I've also played The Forest in the past. I never did really live stream it. So that's a consideration. I could do live streams for The Forest, and we could do like a big base thing there. It is a bit more tedious in building big bases, but at the same time, I've never had a big performance issue when building big bases in the forest like I do in Subnautica here. So I'm gonna come up with some ideas. I'm gonna put some options up in a poll probably later today or tomorrow on the community tab, so you can go ahead and make sure to keep an eye out for that and vote, and we'll see what we do with next. If people still want, I'll leave Subnautica as an option. If we want to do something like that, we'll build not as wide of a single base, like in terms of how many components there are. We may build like a surface to lava zone type base through the tunnel there, and do something else like that sort of thing. Just focus more on building big, but not building in terms of the cosmetic and theme aspect as much. Just building more of a central, like, we just want to build surface to lava zone, make that happen, maybe build like a really tall central tower that goes way up out of the water sort of thing. I don't know. I'll keep this as an option, but I really would like to go to something different if everybody's on board with that too. Yeah, I need to go to get the other cuttlefish. I believe we've settled on there's 5 total in the game. So I definitely got to go get the others so we have a nice filled out cuttlefish tank in the zoo. Especially if the cuttlefish are supposed to be available for adoption. You know, I want to make sure they are available there. So it feels like we're not taking one of the last 2 and they can't make any more of them. Cyclops upgrades. If you're talking about the new modded ones, I've got quite a few on there. Let me think. We've got, well, solar recharging upgrades. I've got 3 of those. I've got 3 of the thermal, and not only do we have solar upgrades, but we have Mark II solars, Mark II thermal. So I believe I've got 6 total, 3 of each. So wherever I am, I'm getting decent power. We've got our own bioreactor and a bioreactor efficiency upgrade for the Cyclops. There's a speed upgrade I've got on it too, and I think the rest is mostly the normal stuff. I'm trying to think. And did I did. I forgot to grab supplies. I forgot my diamond and lead. I knew there was something I was forgetting. I was just trying to keep on track with chat, and I forgot that. Gaia, I did look at that. I've already talked, or I've been reading the comments and everything, you know, the reviews on it, and I like the premise of it in a way, there's certain things about it I like, some things I would like to say, you know, be able to turn off, and I don't know if that's an option in terms of the gameplay mechanics. Also, more importantly, it's very, you know, early access. It's a question of performance and how quickly the updates are going to come through. Like, if it's something that we start going and then 6 months from now they finally release a second update that has a good amount of content, you know, that means we've got 6 months of maybe just sitting there going in circles. So I like the idea of Gaia, but I think it would be a better one, unless everybody votes for it, it'd be a better one to wait a little while before jumping in on that, just because of available content in the game. Like Below Zero, I mean, there's only so much content in Below Zero. I would be really running in circles if I was trying to live stream Below Zero stuff. So I definitely would consider Gaia, but it's gonna be one of those, I'm gonna put it in the poll and see what everybody says. Definitely has a nice premise to it. I do like kind of the defending yourself against raids in a way, but you know, like in this, my base is not being attacked. So I'm just worrying about myself being attacked when I'm outside the base. And now I've got to go back up, all because of 2 diamond and 2 lead that I forgot to grab. Hopefully not die. AZ, I know what you're doing. No, Fortnite is a building game, technically, in a way, but it's not the main focus of the game. That's like saying, you know, Subnautica is a fishing game. Because you may not be using a fishing pole, but technically you could be sitting here saying, I'm fishing by hand, going out and collecting these fish. And he got me. He either swiped at me, or he managed to blast me. Oh, he got me. Good. Worst part about this is having to avoid him. And do it like this so I don't leave a vehicle down here and have to swim back later for it anyway. AZ, yeah, you get cute power. Actually, the cuttlefish cannot be put in the bioreactor. That is one of the game mechanics. It will not allow you to try and put them in because they're too cute and cuddly. Is what I'm assuming the developers wanted to make the point. Like, why would you put something cute and cuddly in there? It's like taking your dog and putting him in the bioreactor. Would you really want to do that to your dog? There we go. Alright, gonna get supplies and heal myself. Then we'll head back and do it again. I'm gonna save too. Gotta remember to save at this point. I don't want to risk being attacked like that again. So, let's see, we've got 1 prawn suit left to build. We're coming up on the hour mark for the stream, so we're making good progress. Means next will be a sea moth to bring down. I will have to have some modules for that. I don't want to leave the 1 sea moth there where you can't use it. Oh yeah, I don't even have to come up here. I just need to be down here. Let's see. I'm sure I've got stuff in here. Yep, 2 lead. Still plenty of supplies in here. Plenty of lead in here, actually. Way more than I would need. It's probably, I might need to just work on transferring some of this stuff out anyway to free up some space for everybody that wants to play a game. I saw 1 diamond. I have to have a spot with 2 in here. There we go. 2 diamond. 2 lead, enamel glass, everything. And actually I'll be good on food right now. But my healing is here. There we go. What? Okay. Oh, so I forgot that I have to actually... I can't just use the first aid kit like that. That's so weird. Every other game, you'd be like, I'm equipping this and I'm going to use it. But not this game. Let's save. Yeah, put your rabbit in the bioreactor. That's exactly something you're not going to want to do. You don't want to chew up the cuttlefish. It's a mulching engine. It's composting. Ideally, you should be putting in dead things. But, you know, we're not that kind. We're going to put in living fish and let them get mulched. That is... you know, I'm surprised there wasn't like a big thing about that, like how that they made it where when you put a fish in there, it doesn't say like peeper. It only says dead peeper because you put it in there, you kill it first. You know, I'm surprised they did not get stuck with that sort of thing, based on people be like, that's cruel. You're putting a live fish in a composting thing. You can see the thing in there swirling around, basically mulching stuff. That's really surprising that somewhere some group didn't say that's portraying violence towards animals. Violence towards fish. I think I'm gonna try to stay over here again. He kind of left me alone when I did that last time. I don't hear him, I don't see him. Which means he's gonna suddenly just appear in front of me. See that? There he goes, yeah. I think it unloaded him from the terrain for a moment. Alright. Now, back without being attacked. With supplies that I need, we're gonna make a prawn suit. Let me double check. Yep, I've got my upgrade still, so we're gonna make the prawn suit. Last one. Bring it down, leave this one in place for now. I'll look at making, we'll have to do another plastil ingot. We'll make the upgrades, bring one of the other ones out. And hopefully I have enough stuff for that. Then we have the sea moth we have to make. I need a good sea moth. So we'll have to do some upgrades for it, at least to get it down into the deep depths. And survive, hopefully, going past the Ghost Leviathan. Oh, here we go, again. Let's see. My dog is sitting next to me again because it's been storming here, and he woke me up early this morning because of bad thunder and was shaking by my side. So he's hanging out next to me again today. I have to give him a little treat every now and then. Here you go, buddy. There you go. Wake up. Look alive. Fortnite has a creative mode for building. I knew there was something like that, or people were doing like their own private servers, because I've seen a thing, and I'm trying to remember what theme song it was exactly, but I did see a thing where somebody used Fortnite and the music blocks, like some of that stuff, and they made a path that you basically just run. You hit like a boost pad, and it launches you through the air or along this track, and as you go, you're playing a song. I was like, that's actually a cool thing in the game. But, you know, most stuff, Fortnite, no, I'm not worried about it. Robert Slappy. I like your name, Slappy. I am playing this on PC because it is modded. You know, you can't do this on the Xbox. You can't get all the mods on that right now, unfortunately for you. I've got a lot of mods. You can actually look at the mod list below. What? Oh, wrong button. Wrong button. I keep forgetting when I play Below Zero, they've got the buttons rearranged on certain things. Some stuff is backwards from the way it is in Subnautica, so I'm hoping they change.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
They need to, when they release Below Zero, make an update to Subnautica, the original, and be like, okay, now we're going to remap the buttons to match. Because they did change some of the stuff in it. Like I love the grid layout instead of the long column. I hope they add that to the original Subnautica, because that needs to be in it. Thunder every day in the US? No, we actually did. We just ended a drought over here where I am, and we just had really bad storms last night and early this morning, but nothing right now, fortunately. He's just, you know, he's kind of in that mood where he wants to be close to me, and I'm fine with that, you know. If my dog wants to hang out by my side, he can do that. Last week, he had some bad indigestion, threw up right before the stream, so he kind of wanted to sit with me, and I preferred him sitting with me last week because if he threw up again, I would actually get to hear it and see it happen and know that I need to jump up and clean it, but instead of just it sitting there till I'm done with the stream. Plus, I know at some point people would ask about him, so at least if he's right here, I can just try to grab him, pick him up if he's feeling it. Right now, we're going to get some more stuff done before I bother picking him up, since he's resting so peacefully right now. Oh, a lot of stutter coming back into this area every time. Something with how fast, I guess, this is walking. And then it starts to smooth out right there. Alright, we are walking back for the last time. And hopefully not being attacked. Alright, good. He's going the wrong way, and I keep moving too fast. No. I say, if, you know, run your PC for as long as you can. The reason I have my PC that I'm using right now is because I bought all the parts and built this because I wanted to do YouTube. I decided I was going to do it. Up to that point, I had a PC that I had built in 2009 and was still using. It still runs. It actually works. I cleaned it up. I did some tweaking with it. And it's got Windows 10 installed on it right now. And it runs better than some of the... I've encountered i5 laptops that after a month of somebody having them before I have to look at it for work and try to fix their issue, my Core 2 Quad runs faster on Windows 10 than some people's i5s. Partly because I cleaned it up. I took a lot of junk off of Windows. But also just I don't load junk on my computers. If I put something on there and it doesn't work the way I need it to, if it's software it doesn't do what I'm expecting, I don't leave it. I uninstall it. And I uninstall it with a utility to make sure all the extra stuff is gone. I do regular maintenance on my PC. That's another big thing. So I'm going to keep this one going for a while. I do have a plan. Whenever the time comes that I'm like, yes, I'm going to be a full-time YouTuber, that I am quitting my job, giving my notice, and making this my full-time income source, I will build me a new PC at that point. But until then, I really don't have... I mean, the point of building a new PC then is, well, one, it's going to be my profession, too. It'll be so I can actually improve my live streaming more, because I'll be doing more live streaming if I'm full-time. But that is a long way off before I'm ever at that point that I could make this a full-time thing. And there we go. We've got the last prawn suit. It can hang out there for now. We'll get the other one done after I want to focus on getting a sea moth going. We're going to go ahead and do another sea moth setup. Which means I don't want to take the modules out of my existing one just to get it down here. So we do need the initial depth module. Do a Mr. Beast thing? No, I've seen that. And it's nice that he can give away that kind of money and do that kind of stuff. I can't. Did I just make the wrong module? Please tell me I got the right module. No, I got the right module. I just clicked the wrong one this time. I cannot do that. So I'm not going to do it. If I start a new channel, it'll be something completely different. It'd probably be more like IT tips or something like that, which I don't think I would have the patience to do that at this point. All right. Yeah, I've got my... I still need to put a... I guess I'll need to put a modification station there before this is over with too, so everybody can be like, hey, we got... Actually, you know what? Let's just go ahead and do that. So you have the working moon pool where it has like a modification station. There we go. We'll actually do the modification station. If I have the supplies, I may actually be short. Supplies. I feel like I should have. We'll do over here by this. Makes sense to have it next to the other thing. Yeah, I'm missing stuff for the computer chip. That's right. I think I am out of table full of samples again. That's one thing I wish you could farm in this.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
I look like a billionaire. If I was a billionaire, I'd already be doing this. Actually, I wouldn't be doing this full time. I'd probably be having to do something else full time, like, you know, save the world, save the universe, be Iron Man. You know, be the real life Tony Stark. Let's see. All right, we got that one. I'm going to need the full depth setup for it. So, haha, magnetite is what I'm missing. Okay, there's a problem. I don't have. Oh, already had a module. I forgot about. Wow. Okay, so I need more magnetite again. That's right. I did that the other stream, and I was struggling to find a bunch of magnetite at one point, so I'm not gonna do that. Now we're gonna worry about a sea moth, glass, power cell, titanium lubricant. Okay, yeah, I should have all that, right? I can. No, I got a power cell. We'll do the. I'll just have to take modules from my existing site, sea moth, so we can go up there and do that. YouTubers make a lot of money if you reach a certain point, but I am not at that point. YouTubers with, now, there are YouTubers with small channels that, you know, have fewer subscribers than me and make a lot of money because they're asking, instead of doing ads, they're saying donate, or they are doing it to sell a service or a product. I'm just doing this for fun and entertainment purposes. So I'm not making a lot of money with this. I'm not even making enough money to pay even half of my bills every month. And all my money I make from this right now anyway goes back towards this. Everything I make off of this right now goes towards new equipment, new design work, anything like that that I need to have done for the channel. And saving towards when I do move to my new house, when I find a place to buy and move to, I will have a new studio space I'll be setting up. And so I've got money already saved and set aside from YouTube to pay towards new equipment, new desk, new monitors, all sorts of stuff to improve my setup for making more videos, making better videos, and hopefully being able to do more and better streams. But yeah, just expecting, oh, you're a YouTuber, you make a lot of money. No, it doesn't mean that. Most YouTubers, depending on where they live in the world, don't make enough money from ad revenue to be full-time YouTubers until they have little around 60 to 80,000 subscribers. And that's really an incorrect number to look at, because while I have over 15,000 subscribers, most of my views overall come from non-subscribers. Right. My subscribers do not account for most of my views. A vast majority is from non-subscribers watching my videos. So it really is a matter of how many views you're getting on your videos, to how many, like your click-through rate. How many people are clicking on your videos to watching them long enough to get you ad revenue. And then on top of that, how many people are donating to you in one form or another. I do have my supporters who like to donate on here through super chats. I am looking at some options in terms of merch and everything now that I have finished the initial work on building my website and have the website up. I'm also working now, getting ready to start doing some retooling on the Discord server to add that in. I've got a lot of stuff in the to-do list on the way that will help to, hopefully, if you want to support the channel, give you options. Not saying you have to. If you just want to watch and share and tell people to watch, or just come join the live stream and chat with me, that's support too. That's fine with me. But if you want to be able to help support me in a monetary sense, I'm going to come up with a lot of options for that to be available, so you don't feel obligated to donate a certain amount. If you want to buy like a shirt to support me, you can do that. If you want to donate $1, you can do that. But I don't want to feel like I'm a sales guy. I don't want to be pushing you to do that. Like I said, if you just want to hang out, then that's all the support you gotta do. Hey, Brody, thanks for joining in. Sorry I didn't get to your message earlier. 1 to 1,000? Or 1 to 1... That's not a million, that's a billion. Spending 24 hours underwater? Yeah, I could do that without spending a lot of money, but I also would have to quit my job to do that. So, I can't just do those challenges, AZ. You know, I have my job that I work 40 hours a week, and then I'm spending about 20 to 30 hours a week on YouTube. Plus everything else going on in my life that I have to do. I have family stuff to deal with. I have all sorts of stuff I'm doing. So yeah, I could do something like that. I just don't have the freedom of doing it without sacrificing something else at this point. If I sat there and say, you know what, I'm going to live stream today, I'm going to do a 24-hour live stream of Subnautica, then that would cut into game time to be able to produce videos that week, so I'd have to either cut down videos for the following week, or do it on a day where I don't work, which means I'm not working at my job. Really, it'd be probably 2 days, because I'd have to have a full 24-hour period, so I'll be losing money from my job. Yeah, Mr. Beast can do that because he's doing that channel, and he's probably making enough money from other stuff, probably hiring some people to do some stuff for him so he doesn't have to worry about it himself. I just don't have that option right now. One day, maybe I could do something like that, but I'd really rather just keep it, if I was going to do that, more to this channel kind of thing. And then if I was going to do something else, like I've said, I would probably do either push more on Twitch or go into doing like video editing locally, or doing go back to blogging like I used to do and make money that way. I would choose something else to make additional money on the side beyond this. And I forgot to get my upgrades. Oh, that's right, I didn't have my upgrades. Alright, I'm losing track of things. So I've got this, I just don't have the upgrades for it right now. So the sea moth is built. Probably not a good idea to leave it just sitting out here, you know? Actually, probably not the best thing to just say, I'm going to leave it right here. And why am I might be missing something here, but I made the sea moth, which is full materials. I didn't like make it partially. I made the complete sea moth. It built it, dropped in the water, and apparently I dropped from 100% health on it to 34% health immediately. So there's a weirdness there. It's probably from a mod thing. want maybe the depth increase mod. Can't remember what that one's called, but yeah, that should be it. If somebody offers me $10,000 to count from 1 to 1 billion, I'd be like, yeah, I'll try. I mean, I don't know if I would stay awake long enough to do that. I don't know if I'd actually do that. I mean, yeah, $10,000 is $10,000, but you gotta think about the strain it would put you through. I mean, that's, if it was like count 1 to a billion over the course of a month and break it down into multiple streams, okay, different story, you know. Counting down 1 to a billion in a single sitting, you got how much time you're staying awake, you'd have to have food, you have to have drink, you probably get your throat would get sore. It'd be physical and mental strain on it. I don't know, you know, I think I honestly would be like, I think while it is $10,000, I would find not doing that, using that time for something else and not putting myself through that strain to be worth sacrificing the offer of $10,000 to do that. You know, I would rather be like, you know what, you're going to offer me $10,000 to do a 24-hour stream of Subnautica? Fine. I'll stay awake for 24 hours. I'll play Subnautica for 24 hours. But, you know, counting up to a billion, I feel like that'd be a little bit different strain, much more of a mental strain because of boredom with that. Live stream me making a quesadilla. I don't know if I'm going to do a live stream of that necessarily yet. I have thought of doing something like that, like a once a month hangout stream. Or just like, hey, we're going to sit here and I'm going to cook something while I chat for a little while. You know, cooking with Mr. Spicy, something like that. Just like a hangout Q&A top stream, but part of that is then the equipment to do it. I don't want to do it with like a, oh, I'm here and here's my laptop doing it with a cheap webcam. You know, I want to have, and with bad audio, I'd have to have some new equipment specifically for that. And justification to spend that money on that equipment when I have other things I really would use more readily and need sooner. I would rather spend that money on that kind of stuff instead of being like, yeah, let me get this for a once a month stream. That's the kind of thing I might do later on one day. But if it's like, all right, here's $200 for a wireless lavalier mic so I can have better audio tied in, and you know, $500 for a good camera that will give me better quality when I'm in that kind of setup. Well, you know, I'd rather spend that on maybe some new graphics, spend that on putting it towards my new desk I want to get when I get my new house, things like that. So, yeah. Bob, if somebody offered me $100,000 to do the count 1 to a billion, I'll be all right. First off, I want to see, I want proof that this is not going to be a case of you're offering me that, and then when I do it, you don't pay. I would probably consider doing it at that point, because at that point it's kind of, it's that value ratio of what you're putting yourself through versus what you're getting out of it. And I wouldn't necessarily say I need the 100,000. I would feel better doing something like that, saying, you know what, if you're willing to pay me, give me 100,000, you know, to do that, I will do it for this amount of that money to, you know, feel like my time is, that it's worth my time and worth the strain and whatever I would be doing. Because, I mean, I'm doing a lot of talking during the streams, whether it's here on YouTube or on Twitch. I have a drink. Usually I don't drink too much, but afterwards, you know, I feel there is extra strain on my vocal cords, of course, through all the talking. So it would be something I have to prepare for, and I would have to say, all right, this money point is where I feel good that what I'm going to go through to make this happen and get that money, that's all I need. And then the rest, I would want to be like, all right, you're going to give me the 100,000, and I'm going to take that much out for me, and the rest I'm going to donate to maybe not necessarily like PETA or something like that, you know, but donate it to animal shelters or something like that to help fund keeping animals alive longer and help getting more animals adopted. Like my buddy here. Actually, you know what, Timmy, come on. Come here. I know you're resting peacefully, but you gotta say hi. You're a good story point. This is Timmy, my tiny Tim dog that I adopted from a local shelter, and he had, you know, he was really withdrawn when I got him. He had suffered really bad from heartworms, developed Caval syndrome, and they had to do surgery, cutting into his main artery in his neck and threading the heartworms out. Pulled like, I think it was 22 or 23 out of them, and he ended up recovering and doing really well. And when I got him, he's just really opened up, and like, he wouldn't run or anything when I got him. Now he runs around, plays with his toys, barks increasingly more every week. So he's a good point of why you should adopt a dog or a cat or any animal instead of going to a store and buying. So, all right, Timmy, you can have. There you go. Great. Thank you. Thank you for suffering being on camera again. So, yes, I would, if I did a challenge like that, I would feel better about doing it, saying this is all I need for myself from it, and the rest is going to be donated to animal shelters or something like that, to a good cause. You know, you need to do that. I mean, the people that make a lot of money, like Ninja, he makes a ton of money from sponsors and everything. So it's good for him and other Twitch streamers like that to say, you know what, all donations that you do during this week or this month or whatever, I'm going to donate to this cause, because they're making enough money elsewhere to cover what they need, that they can use that and leverage a lot of views, a lot of donations, and donate it to a good cause for that, as opposed to just saying, yeah, donate to, you know, pay for my next Lamborghini. So, yeah, that would be something. If somebody offered me that kind of money, I would have to do it for, you know, here's my amount, everything else I'm donating out on top of that sort of thing. But yeah, I have thought, back to the cooking thing, I have thought about doing like a cooking video top setup where we just hang out while I cook and do like Q&A type stuff. But that's in the future. I need better equipment first, and I need equipment that I'm not, or, you know, money for that equipment that I don't need to put somewhere else. So there we go. We gotta, we'll start swapping some batteries out. So maybe I don't leave you all with nothing in terms of battery power. Alright, so I've got my prawn suits done. I've got my sea moth done. I just forgot to take my modules out. Let me grab that now. I'll take these out because that is docked. It should be fine. We're going to we'll just take the depth module out. And now that can stay as long as I don't get in it. And then I'll have to make a depth module for this other one later, maybe. So there we go. We'll go do this again. I'll get this one, bring it down. What would I cook? I don't know. I'm not the best cook. I will readily say that. I am not the best cook. I consider myself quite proficient on the grill, but definitely not the best on the grill. And I've got cooking, you know, utensils and cooking elements that I have bought to start using, and I just haven't got to using yet. I would say I would not cook something that's like, I'm just going to microwave this, or I'm going to cook this in the slow cooker for 8 hours. If it was something like that, I'd probably do like, you know, I have it set up where I just show some footage of earlier when I put it in the slow cooker, and then we'll be doing the stream when I would take it out. And probably more of me cooking stuff on the stove or on like my smokeless grill, something like that. And I would have to do, of course, I'm a meat eater. I am a carnivore. Well, omnivore, you know. I definitely am much more towards the meat aspect. So it'd be some kind of, you know, meat protein. Not saying animal, you know, cow, chicken, anything like that. It'd be, you know, something like that. Maybe fish, salmon, kind of thing. I try to eat somewhat healthy. I'm not going to cook too heavily on something like that. Of course, we'd have to have veggies, some kind of veggies and carb focus in that. And then, of course, being Mr. Spicy, I'd have to make sure it has some kick to it. So I'd have to make sure to pair it with a good selection from my wide range of hot sauces that I have stocked. Or maybe buy a new hot sauce to use specifically for that month's cooking. I don't know. It's something that is in the back of my mind. It's in my to-do list at some point to do some kind of theme around that where we can hang out and I live up more to my namesake of eating hot stuff with you. Hottest chili on earth. If you mean the Carolina Reaper, I am not going to just eat that on like a Q&A stream. That would be more of a, I will eat this and do it like live and you're just going to watch me suffer. And that would definitely be one of those cases where I'm going to be like, all right, I'm going to do this, but I will only do it if we raise enough donations to this cause or something like that. You know, I would do something in that regard. I do have a Carolina Reaper based hot sauce, which I really like. I just do not, you know, douse the food in that because I at least want to still feel my tongue at the end of my dinner. I have a smoked ghost pepper hot sauce, which is really nice if I want that smokier taste to it. It does have heat, but again, it's a matter of taste too. I don't just go with the hottest I can. I go with stuff that tastes good as well. All right, thanks Brody for hanging out and enjoy swimming with your family. Be a good time to do that if you're in a hot day, hot part of the world. California rolls or spicy tuna rolls? I do have stuff for making sushi rolls. I have never done it. I do have the you know, wraps for, well, when I say the wraps, I mean the stuff for putting in there and rolling it up and compressing it into the shape of the roll. I have never actually tried using them. So that could be something I might try. It's a question then of getting the fish that I need for it fresh enough. That's the problem. I might hit up one of my sushi places in town and see if they would just either tell me where they get their supplies or offer to sell me some of their supplies direct so I could do it. Alright, we've got crush depth fixed, increased efficiency, speed, all that just from that because of the mod. And now we've got to go this way and avoid Reapers. Brody's gonna play Subnautica in real life. Yeah, he's gonna get his Sea Moth toy and his Reaper Leviathan toy, and they're going to battle in the pool. Oh, look, I still have titanium showing. I forgot to turn that off. And it just happens to, you know, already have the menu up when I open the map. 31 years to count to 1 billion. Yep, I definitely think 1,000 or even 100,000 would not be worth it for that. It'd be something I'd have to be like, yeah, we're gonna have to do this a certain way. Now, it could be something that, like, I'm not saying I would be able to accomplish it. I'm not that physically fit. I am a person that, I work in IT, so I sit at a computer a lot during the day when I'm not crawling around behind desk or fiddling in network closets, server closets, or server racks. And I sit a lot for live streams and video production and game times, but I try to keep myself somewhat physically active. You know, maybe if it was like, hey, for every, you know, $100 or every $1,000 raised for this cause, I have to do so many push-ups. I would do it. I'd sit there and be like, okay, you know what? I can only do I can do about 50 push-ups before I have to take a rest. But I'll do like 50 push-ups and then, you know, rest for a moment. I would sit there and be like, all right, we'll live stream and I'll do push-ups again and again and again until I finally finish or just give out where I physically cannot even lift myself off the floor at that point. If it was something for like a good cause. I don't know how people would feel about watching me sit there for a few hours trying to do a bunch of push-ups, but I would be willing to do something like that if it was for the benefit of good cause, again. That ultimately would be the biggest thing for me, because I don't want to be like, yeah, you pay me to do something like that. I mean, I would definitely appreciate the money, especially in the case that if I'm having to do it in a way that's going to interfere with me making videos, doing a normal live stream, or more importantly, doing my job that pays my bills, I'd need to make some money. But I'd rather just be like, you know what, you donate for me to do this challenge, the donations need to go to a good cause. That's always a better way to do it. That way, you know, I would just feel dirty if I was paid $100,000 to do a challenge and then kept all $100,000 of it, you know? It's pay it forward type thing, you know? There's some Twitch streamers and YouTube streamers that make good money and have made it a point to go and donate big to small streamers and say, hey, here you go. And when, you know, do it, and of course they'll make a video or something of them doing it, which promotes them on their channel, makes them look better, gets them more views. But, you know, they'll sit there and be like, here's a $50,000 donation to this one streamer. So they can quit their job and go full-time because they think that upcoming streamer has a lot of potential. So they'll be like, here's $50,000 so you can quit your job and do this full-time. Give yourself a chance to do this full-time and see how you do. And remember, when you get big yourself, to pay it forward and do the same thing for somebody else. So I think that would be that would be what I would do if somebody donated a huge amount of money and I was going to keep it. I'd have to do that approach. I'd have to be like, you know what, I'm going to keep it, use it to go full-time and get myself into that point where I'm making the money I need, and then I turn around and do the same thing, go and help somebody else out. AZ, you want to come to the U.S. for college? You say higher studies? Yeah, it depends on what you want to do. You know, there's certain colleges that are going to be better for certain things, and of course, how much you can afford to spend. Certain colleges are going to cost more because of cost of living where they are, and if it's a private college or not, and if you're doing some kind of scholarship thing, you know, for that. You know, so it really depends on what you're wanting to study. You know, if you want to go to music, you're going to go to Berkeley or like Juilliard, Juilliard. See, if you want to go, you know, into mechanical, you know, engineering type stuff, you know, someplace like MIT would be a better one to go to. So let's see, we've got our other sea moth. I just have to make extra set of upgrades for them. We got the prawn suits done. Actually, let's just go ahead and take another swim out. We'll just do it this time normal swim, not using the free cam yet. We'll do a quick run over everything and see what we got. We got, I will be leaving my main Cyclops here docked whenever I finish the game save and get it ready for uploading for everybody to download, so it will be part of the theme, which is why we only have the one. Space for a sea moth. We'll have a space for a prawn suit because I'll move one of those up here. And I've got to finish that level of the habitat decoration. But yeah, we got all of this kind of working out decently. I feel like I might want to put... Ooh, actually, I did finally go and unlock the light stick when I was doing some resource gathering earlier for the initial equipment builds. So let's go and make some make some light sticks. I want to see what we can do with that visually on this. As part of my idea is having like, I like the lamp that we get from the decorations mod, but it's very expensive in terms of resource costs for certain things, and it just has a different look than what I want. Yeah, battery, titanium glass. I can do that. There we go. Study politics? I would say, I mean, obviously, it'd be hard to get into. You're going to have to really work hard to really impress, but of course, like Harvard or something like that would be more for the politics. I'm not a politician. I didn't go to politics, so I really can't say what would be best on that. But I would think, you know, it should be easy enough to say what is a good political studies, you know, university in the U.S. to go to, and kind of look at like a top 10 list for that. And then kind of, after you look at the top 10, look at where they are and start looking at cost of living there, because if you live on campus, it's going to cost a certain amount for, you know, dormitory or an apartment. If you live off campus, you're going to have to worry about driving. And, you know, I can't even place it on the platform. Well, that means we're not placing this. Did I just mess it? No, I did not. Okay. We'll do... Actually, yeah, since I'm not going to do that, we may do, like, the light sticks as a guide. I do light sticks for a guiding point through... Ooh, through the tunnel there. Yeah. That could be an interesting thing. We'll have... Like, you have the beacon to get you into the tunnel, then we have the light sticks that are along the path you follow, or, you know, for the vessels to follow along and reach the end of the line where they drop down. So we could have, like, yeah, the light sticks as a guide point. You have one relative in every U.S. state? You've got a very big family. Alright, then, in that case, find some place that's not too hot, not too cold, and has a good, you know, school there for politics. Yeah, Harvard. Princeton, yes. But thanks, Ballistic Boy. That's a good one to mention there. Would be, Princeton could be a good one for politics. Alright, I've got 4. Right? Yeah, 4 sticks. I don't think we need more than 4 sticks in that tunnel to be like, this is the pathway. I don't want to go overboard and have like 100 in the tunnel.
All systems
like every few feet is a light stick to say, keep going this direction, that you can't really turn and go left or right. There you go, Timmy. Have an earth treat. Little snacky. I hear you. Where are you? Oh, I think I caught it. Yep, he's over there. Just barely caught a glimpse. I guess I will need to use some lamps after all then. Maybe... Ooh, we may do a little side trip as well coming back. I might detour through another part of the Lost River. But not too far away where I go easily get some... Well, I say easily. I did kind of already use up a lot of the table coral that was there. So I don't know. I might not be able to find as much as I need to. Oh, titanium. And he's hot on my tail. I was just gonna get the titanium. Why you gotta attack me? Alright, he gave up. So, yeah, let's do... Got 4. We'll do, you know, 1 here. Gotta be prominent. Gotta have it where it's readily visible as you come through. Oh! So all that, and now he decides he wants to come after me again. AZ, if your English is weak, that's fine. You will get better while you're here. As many of you know, we've talked about this before. I play guitar. I taught guitar lessons for about 15 years, and at one point I had a student, a foreign exchange student, who was studying locally, and she wanted to take lessons while she was here. She did, and you know, obviously her English got better the longer she lived here. She actually did very well when she first was here. It was easier to understand her in person than it was when we talked originally on the phone about her taking lessons, but you know, she got better as she lived out here, so you will too. You know, it doesn't matter how much you get in a classroom until you're sitting there using it every day. You know, you're really not going to improve as much as you could. It's like, I know my dad has told me the story of one of his friends in college went in the military, and he's studying to be a translator, so he went and took, I think it was Russian. And he said, like, you know, the first month, or maybe it was even the first week, they sat there and they could use English, and then after that, anytime they were in class, they were not allowed to speak English at all. They were only able to use Russian. So if they wanted to ask a question, they had to learn how to ask that question in Russian just so they could ask the question. They might be like, how can you say this word? But they could not use the English word. So they would have to go and look up the Russian word and basically learn it on their own. Alright, so we got that. Let's test this coming from up here. We got the entrance of the tunnel there. So you're coming along, and all this glow from everything, yeah, that is not a good place for that. I almost want to use the lamps now, after all, just because of how much brighter they would be. Even though they do they're expensive and kind of do look funny in a way. There we go. Now you can't miss it. There we go. Light stick right there. Like a candle in the dark. Bullies. You're going to encounter that regardless of where you go. There's going to be people that are just that way, that's how they cope with whatever's going on in their lives too. I mean, I get, you know, not as much as I used to, because I made it a point to block people like that, but I used to get just tons of really nasty, hateful comments on videos. And it's not a reflection on me, it's not a reflection on you when people do that, it's a reflection on them, because either they are doing that because that's what they genuinely enjoy, is trying to make our people miserable, or they're doing it because that's a way for them to forget about the things they're going through in their lives, the suffering they're undergoing in their lives, and they're just using it as a way to lash out and forget about their own problems for a while. So you're going to encounter that regardless of wherever you go. What matters is how well you respond to it. I think I'm in the right spot. The train's not loading completely. Alright, now, yeah, we're going to do... I want to put a stick right here. Like, yeah, I think I do want to put, like, a stick here at one of these spots. We'll do it, like, right up there. That way it's like, yeah, you go into the tunnel, not keep going. Oh, he's mad. Oh! I'm gonna drill your face. Or your body. Come here. Come here. Come here. I am not leaving you alone. You attack me, I attack you. Alright, you cause stutter. I leave you alone. That's... Oh, yeah, he missed. Alright, now we're going back. I believe I'm on the right path. Yeah. He's still behind me? That sounded like he was behind me. Guess that's the spine fish one. Alright, we're gonna go... Yeah, I need however many pieces of table coral I can get. That's not gonna be much. I've already kind of gone through this area over here and taken out a lot. That is one resource that I believe does not regenerate in the game. I have done plenty of times where I cleared areas of table coral samples and then had to go further out and further out and further out because they just never reappeared. You'll get the big outcroppings like that will come back, but not the table coral samples that I have seen. So, where are the pieces of coral that I've missed? I think I also have some up the higher level if I go that way. Yeah, I think I've gotten all of these. Uh-oh. Is that lithium? Believe... Oh, there we go, yeah. Mainly around the thermal hotspot vents here. There we go. Grab. Oh yeah, I'm grabbing all I can on this. So this will keep me going for a little while. Not for that long, but it will help. I'm going to keep them in my inventory so I can just dump them right in, you know? I'll get the ruby and everything else with the wall. Did I get 2 on that, or did it kind of stutters every time I look in that direction because of the base. And more quartz, alright. Yeah, I'm loading up with some supplies now. Bunch more quartz over there. Probably have more. Oh, there we go. There's another one. There we go. I think that's... Yes, that's all from here.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Yeah, that stutter, that kind of stuff, the performance drop is really what started to get me on this. Not so much just the building and continuing to build in this, but more of just how bad the performance suffers at this point. It's really irritating when, you know, you have a game, you're used to it playing really well, and then it starts to stutter and stutter more and more. One reason why I was doing Plant Nomads my first season, I stopped for a while because I was getting tired of all the stuttering I was experiencing. But I did the same thing there. Really big base platform, some really big builds I spawned in from the workshop. Caused problems. I think, you know, again, you're going to have to go back, AZ, to what college is going to be best for politics. I mean, if you go to some really low-end college in terms of, like, they don't have very good political studies, you know, reputation, but they're good for engineering, you'll be like, oh yeah, I got a degree from here. You know, some cases, just the name by itself is fine of where you studied, but some cases you'll be like, oh, I didn't know they had school for that there, kind of thing. So you'll make sure you go to someplace that has a really good reputation for political studies. Princeton, something like that, obviously, is going to be the top ones. Goes back to financial aspects there and how much you want to, what you can do to afford it. Because, of course, the bigger name schools are going to be more expensive, too. And if you pick not one of those, but you go to a private college, they're going to be more expensive in terms of tuition because they're not getting funding from any kind of state. They're, you know, privately funded because they charge more. I went to one private college for a semester because they were one of the top ones in music business, and I thought I was going to do that at one point, and it cost $9,000 for one semester. And I was like, that's too expensive for me to keep doing this, especially when I got to meet people that had just graduated with a degree in music business, and they, you know, one person was struggling to not only pay her living expenses, but also to pay off her student loans because she was working at Sears at that time still. That she never got a job in music business. She was still in the same job she had during college. So it depends on where you go for that. State expense, it's not going to be necessarily just the state. I mean, yeah, some states are going to have more expensive in general, but it's really also going to be depending on city. You can go, like if I drive to one city, you know, an hour from here, the cost of an apartment goes up a bit more. If I drive 3 hours from here to another city, that's much more expensive, you know, where I have lived in the past, you know, the cost of an apartment there goes up about 4 times as much as if where I'm living right now. So you got that, and then you're gonna have the cost of utilities. I know in some places utilities can be much more expensive. You go to California, where routinely have problems with droughts and such, you may have much more expensive water cost living out there. Again, I know you said you have family lives there, so you may not have to worry so much about renting. You could just stay with family, but you know, you're gonna have cost of if you live in a city that's very busy, cost of transportation. If you know, ride public transportation, or if you say, I'm going to go and get on, you know, borrow a car, rent a car, you know, while you're out there, you get that cost as well. There's a variety of things that's going to affect it beyond just what state. I think you would be better off looking first at the cost of, or what school you want to go to before you decide on a state based on cost there. Find the school that you can afford and then look at living expenses for that state. $9,000 US is not expensive, it's cheap. Per semester, that's $18,000 a year it would have been for that college that I went to. And the other one I went to, the one I graduated from, was only $3,000 a semester. I spent less on living expense and tuition at the college I finally graduated from per year than just the tuition alone at a private college. Yeah. So it depends. I mean, it depends on how much money you have too that you can afford. If you can sit there and say, "Oh, Princeton costs this much to go there for one semester, and that's nothing," then go to Princeton. If cost is not a factor on that, then just go, you know, to one of the top schools, because you're going to get a better job afterwards, most likely, especially depending on how well you do there. But the top schools are also going to be a lot more difficult to do well in, you know. Alright, let's see what else we can do. We're at the 2-hour mark. Really don't want to end it after 2 hours, but I've got, I mean, all the vehicles are done. We've got, well, it's up for getting the other upgrades. Let's do the upgrades. Actually, yeah, I'll shortcut. It's easier than maneuvering my way down through all of the different tunnel aspects. We'll just drive down here this way, much faster. got those. Oh wait, that's right. That's what I'm missing, magnetite. I'm still missing that, so I cannot upgrade that depth module. I need magnetite. I got ruby now, I know that. Yeah. Last steel ingot, I should have enough. Ooh, aerogel. I will need to really have enough for more aerogel. That's just the one aerogel I have in stock. So yeah, I need magnetite. I could take out a locker or two to get that, but I really don't want to dismantle just to make that. That can be done later. I will still need the magnetite in the end. And I think I'm pretty set on I'm not going to find it down here. Or maybe I will. We'll see. That might be too far. Oh, there we go. Usually it doesn't want to spawn very much close by. I have had this act funny where it's not spawning it correctly. Oh, look, copper. Grab copper too. We can make some copper wire. Maybe do some labels. This may be... Oh, it's going down in one of the pits. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Just two, we can make all the upgrades. That will take care of that. Of course, I'm going to stay here and grab some more supplies while I can. There we go. Yay! Alright, it's actually got a little bit of magnetite going down here. I'll take the opportunity. Well, I say magnetite going down here. I can't get to that one. Look at this one. And that stutter again. Hey, piece I've been driving over repeatedly. I'm starting to feel like it's just spawning it in for me right now. Oh, like titanium. I think I tried. I feel like I did check in here for magnetite, or not in this area, but I did scan for magnetite at one point, and it did not detect anything through here. And now suddenly there's just tons of magnetite everywhere. And yeah, I got to make my way back up. Yeah, you see more and more just appearing. Or more and more just getting marked as I keep swimming around. I know I've been having problems with the scanner rooms not detecting things very well at points. And it maybe it's working better now. Monthly cost. I want to say, I know I had some classmates when I was in doing music school, that had lived out in California. And I know they were spending like $1,000 a month just on their utilities, not counting rent itself. So, you know, if you're there for a year, you're talking $12,000 for the year, maybe just on utilities, depending on what city. That was in LA, I think, is where they were. I never really talked to her about it, but my cousin actually lived in outside of San Francisco for a few months on a job, and I don't know how much she was spending. I know she did that, and then she left that to go. I mean, she was trying to go to Seattle. Now she's in North Carolina. I think she got a job in Virginia, actually, at this point. I can't remember. She keeps jumping around, but I know she was out there. It was kind of expensive, you know, live out there. She fortunately had a deal through the work program that they were going to cover her in terms of some of her, you know, costs for placement. But yeah, it it goes back to, you're gonna need to look and see kind of like what most people are spending out there, because it's gonna be expensive. Not, you know, in some places, yeah, it'll be, well, again, expensive being relative. You know, if you're like, oh, $9,000 a semester, meaning 2 semesters a year or maybe more, depending on, you know, if you go a summer semester as well, do that, you know, all year long. You know, if you're saying that, you might not find it so expensive. Me, I would not want to go live in California because of expense living there. Good reference, one of my music theory teachers in college took a job at the university as opposed to going to, what's that music place out in New York? It's a music college, really renowned, not Juilliard, but it's a really renowned music college, and he turned down a teaching position there because when he calculated up how much it would cost him to live there in New York per year compared to how much he was going to make per year, and then compared it to living costs for the other college, the one he actually taught at, versus how much he made, he was going to have more disposable income in the end living in, you know, small community college town, you know, like a smaller college, not a major university, versus going to a very renowned university, just because of the ratio between cost of living and earnings. But, you know, that was a factor of, wait, I'll go there. New York, paying for either, you know, it's really expensive to have a car in New York to justify having a car, or you're going to public transit, cabs all the time, stuff like that. And of course, cost of like an apartment in New York. You can see all these things of people who are living in a shoebox apartment because it's so small, and yet that shoebox apartment, what I could rent a house out here, a rental house with 4 bedrooms for the price that some people pay for a shoebox apartment, a 300 square foot apartment in New York, just because of location in New York and because it is New York. So it goes back to what you kind of consider to be expensive, I would say, and how much you're willing to, you know, how well you can handle it. And apparently I'm in the wrong spot to see my scanner room on the map anymore. I need to turn some of these off. I need to turn markers off on the map.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Oh, if it'll let me climb. Alright, let's see. Oh, come on. Alright. Come on! Keep, not sure which sea moth. We'll turn this one off. Alright, actually, you know what? Let's see. I'm gonna look at that sea moth, and we're gonna see if it turns yellow. Nope. So that's it. Alright, so we're gonna turn this sea moth off. Cyclops, spicy meatball. I'll keep that as a marker so I can see it. We're gonna turn the life pod back off again. That's my Cyclops, so I need to keep it as a marker. Yeah, you know what? Let's just turn all of the camera drones off for now. I mean, it helps me see where that scanner room is at times, but I can also see the scanner rooms to click them and control them on the map. So we'll get rid of all the camera drones. There we go. That should help. Oh yeah, so much better. So much better. There we go. Yep, got it. All right, we are going to. Oh, I'm going to dump. Or did that. So yeah, here we go. We're going to dump this in. So if you want, when you download the game save and load everything up, you want to take this sea moth out, driving it around, you won't have to worry about getting crushed. There you go. Yes, Seattle is well, the weather's temperamental in Seattle, I can tell you that. My cousin has gone to Seattle quite a few times, but she thought Seattle was beautiful. I definitely would not mind visiting Seattle, just for me, because some of the musical artists that have come from Seattle. Getting to go out there and just see Seattle anyway. But yeah, Seattle, I know the weather tends to be temperamental. You know, it'd be sun shining 1 minute and 5 minutes later it's just pouring down rain, and then go back to nice sunny weather. So it depends on how much you want to deal with that. Alright, let's see what we got now. We've got the Estra Seamoth is able to be undocked without being crushed. Did that Seamoth need repair again? It needs it too? What's up with that? I guess one of my mods is causing the Seamoth to be spawned in where it's not repairing right or something, or not having the right health. Because I had the other Seamoth. Yeah, it went back to 33% health on it. And I can't repair it. I know it's not taking damage from sitting in here, because it would have been crushed long ago if that was the case. And that's the one when I created it through the mobile vehicle bay, it dropped in at 33%. So there's something weird. Maybe be cautious if you load this game save and these mods. There may be something weird interacting with one of the mods causing Seamoth to randomly change to 33% health for some reason. So. Hey Argonaut, thanks for hanging out, coming in and joining in. At least you're catching the last bit of the stream. AZ, I mean, depends on where you go, you know, in the US. If you go to Alaska, I'm sure you're gonna, it depends on how comfortable you are elsewhere. Me, I'd probably be freezing for a while. I'm used to more warm, temperate climate, though it, you know, depends on where you go. You might be okay with, you know, minus 30 degrees Fahrenheit. You might be okay with minus 30 degrees Celsius. I don't know. Depends on what you're comfortable with. I know this. Wherever you go, make sure you get clothes that are going to be appropriate for that. If you're going to live in New York and you're not used to the cold, it can get pretty cold in New York, you know, especially depending on wind chill. Based, like, if you're in the long narrow corridors between buildings where wind can pick up, you might get a lot of wind chill and might get really cold. Here you go, Timmy, have a treat. Why are you being so lazy, dog? I want to teach you to play the game, and that way you can take over when I take a break. Alright, let's see. We got some magnetite. I'm going to save that magnetite for a couple other things beyond just doing the storage area. We've got nice lab areas. We've got our weapons testing research facility area. We've got all of that. Yeah, basically I'm down to the point of decorating more in the habitat, which I kind of want to get some fresh ideas. I don't want it to be completely identical or too close to being identical. I feel like I want to do some more plants outside too. Yeah, I feel like more plants could be fun. Alright, let's see if this has changed health again. No, it's fine. I might tweak the lighting from the lamps, because those can be fairly bright. Actually, we're gonna make a lamp now that I do have stuff for a computer chip. And now I'm going to deconstruct it so all the stuff goes in my inventory. We're going to actually go out. We're going to do it on top of the spires. Yeah, we're going to do big signal lamps. 30 degrees Celsius, that's pretty high. You should be able to be fine in the southern area of the US. Florida, you know, go Miami if you want. Okay, yeah, right. We're gonna put it. Oh, it's not gonna flip sideways. So we're gonna have to embed it. I may actually do more than one. Since it embeds in the rock face. Yeah, let's do like that. We're gonna do, alright, click. We're gonna do range. Max range. We'll see how this looks. If it looks goofy, I'm taking it away. And intensity, I think it was one, like, to go just above. No, we'll leave it there, and then let's go away. Oh wow, you can see the effect on my mask, and then it goes away. Well, that's not working very well. Don't even see it now, and then suddenly it's there. I was wanting it to really show from a distance, you know? I want that to really stand out at a distance. I mean, I gotta be way too close for that to be visible. Hey, get off me. Like I'm attracting a moth. Like, he came over here because I was taking his bright light away. Oh. I know what we can do. We'll do it on top of here. Because, you know, you might... I mean, not super bright. Actually, no, I don't want to do... I want to do regular lights on this. We'll do the spotlights here. There. Wish you could get a little bit more accurate in some of this. There should have been some snapping options for certain things. Like, oh, you're going to put this here. Let it snap on this spot. Make things look a little bit more fluid. Give you the option to turn on snapping. And
30
then
seconds.
For when it's going to be beneficial, then turn it back off. Would have been a nice little touch there. Alright, we're not going to do the lamp then. We're just going to dump this stuff in here. Alright, so we've got our shipping, receiving bays. I've got to get a prawn suit decked out for up there. That's right. We got one more prawn suit to do. Let's get some food first. Really, not food. I need fluid intake to do that. Let's see. We're gonna do one more round. I want beef stuffed. I'm just gonna shovel all the food in. Good thing you don't get fat in the game. That would be a problem for me because I'd always want to put my food level to max. Do that. If they had made it where you had to gauge your weight and your fat content, as well as your, like your calorie intake, fat content versus your activity level, I think I'd be doing a lot more swimming. Be a lot more difficult to maintain your weight level. All right, let's see. We need to upgrade a prawn suit with that. So yeah, I'm going to make the initial module. I am missing Ruby again. Alright, and then for this... Oh, I'm good on that, yeah. I just need the first one. So we need some more Ruby again. And make the map mod with that makes it so much easier to deal with scanner rooms. You don't have to go and get in, tell it what to search for, then remember to come back, get in, tell it to stop searching. Lets you see if you're actually in the scanning range. I would say if you're going to do any mod, you're on PC, you can mod. If you're going to do any mod and do that, I would say in terms of just general gameplay, the map mod is probably the best, in my opinion, because it gives you so much utility all around, whether you're playing to build big or you just want to explore and have your gameplay enhanced for that. Do the map mod. Makes it so much easier for certain things. Plus, you know, just the fact that it's something we should have really had in the game to start with. I mean, why do we not have a map component anyway? You know, yeah, get the map mod if you're gonna do any mod at all. And then the rest, I would say, EasyCraft be my next one if you're gonna build big. If you don't want to build big, you just want to have your storage organized, auto sort. That would be my three preferred mods right there. Top 3 from the set I'm using for everything. Because, you know, EasyCraft, as long as you're in range, you can build it. And auto sort, because then you can know where your stuff is for the stuff that you need to collect and carry out. Or when you need to go and look, see, hey, do I really have enough for this? Alright, let's make upgrade. I'm going to... That's all. Well, no, that's on that side. Yeah, well, I'm still gonna have prawn suit either way, so we'll just do them both on the same side, not to confuse people. Turn that off, and now I'm about to say I should have enough titanium for this. No, today is not the last stream. We will do a big blowout stream on that. Next week may be the last stream for, at least for this game save. That's what I'm thinking, because I am close to that point where, yes, we can call it an end and just finish all the decoration and be, alright, the game's over, or, you know, the build is over, and I can start packaging up the save for everybody to be able to download it and use on their own computers. With all the mod, cache, everything that's done, I will have to test it as well to make sure it's going to work. So I may reach out to Prime Sonic and see if he can help with testing it, because he did mention in a comment there's a lot of stuff I'll have to do to get it to work quite right. So it would be, I might get him to kind of help me on testing everything. But I'm thinking probably next week will be the last one. And look, I've got low health on this too.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
I think that something with one of the mods is definitely causing damage to these, because I know I did not take that much damage getting one of these down. Now, one did probably take some heat damage walking back part of the way, but I don't think I took that much. Or did I just forget to heal that one? Oh, Sea Moth is taking damage immediately. But yeah, after the stream, either later today or tomorrow, I'm going to go through some of my ideas, some of the suggestions people had today on the stream. And I will be putting up a community poll, as I said earlier. For those of you who joined later, you go in the community tab and you'll be able to vote and say, hey, I like this game as the next game for stream option. I will keep Subnautica as an option. So if people are like, hey, we really want to keep going Subnautica, we'll do Subnautica. We'll start a new game save. We'll do another build. We'll do, like Jonathan was suggesting, we'll do, you know, surface to lava zone stretch base. Rather than it being just one big massive theme base like this, we'll have the theme being just build a long, long tunnel base that leads all the way down from surface to lava zone. I may have to go make the, I have to make a jump jet upgrade. Can I make it? Oh, I'm gonna crash through the top of the multi-purpose room. There we go. I was, yes, Victory, planning initially to expand this down to the active lava zone, but the performance impact that I'm experiencing from the base as it is, and as I've continued to tweak some things around, change some things, continue to add in certain little places, is to the point where it just is, you know, if I add something, like let's say I'm going to add, we'll add a foundation piece here. And you see just how quickly performance dropped right there. It starts to really stutter, and then I have seconds of delay for it to complete the construction because of it having to recalculate every aspect of the hull integrity. So I had planned to do the active lava zone expansion, but it was a few live streams ago I came to the realization it's not going to work very well. Not because of resource availability or anything like that, or just the design, but not going to work because of the sheer amount of effect it's going to add to performance already. I've already had to decrease my quality level just to get this to work, even as well as it's working right now. So yeah, I'm not going to be going into the active lava zone anymore at this point with this save, just because of that. I'm at that point. I really want to tidy this up and end dealing with this lag. This is just getting really... It's finally wearing me down at this point. I'm going to turn off these prawn suits as well. Make it where they're not showing. We don't need to see them. There we go. Alright, so it's got its jump jet upgrades. It's got power, so it should be recharging. Let's see. Yep, there we go. So basically, think aliens, the power loader. You know, they're the ones, you know, grabbing and moving the cargo boxes around. And now they have thermal modules, so with the ambient temperature here, unlimited power. And so now somebody can have a Emperor Palpatine, you know, meme of it. Unlimited power! Because that's what this is. So we've got our cargo bay kind of set up. Cargo loading, unloading, set up for the Cyclops come in, drop cargo off, and then dock below for some R&R on the station. We got our zoo, our research, basically a big, you know, aquarium zoo type thing for all the different fish, so you can do that, and that helps with research. We got our habitat area I've got to finish up, which will be partly next week. I'll probably next week's stream will probably be a little shorter just because of the amount of what's left. I'll try to get a bunch of supplies going. Of course, most of that stuff's going to end up being titanium or plant fiber, or, you know, the synthetic fiber stuff, which you can make from here. I'll do some more gathering, and I'll go out and check, if I can remember to, check for the remaining cuttlefish eggs. So we can have all 5 cuttlefish in the zoo for that. So yeah, it's gonna be probably the next stream is gonna be the last one, I would say. If I had to guess, just based on how much we've got really left to do on finishing up this base, it'll be next stream. So poll going up after the stream later today or tomorrow when I get the chance. I can sit down and say, this is what I want to, you know, here's the options I'm thinking of. We can vote on what we're going to do next. And again, we'll come back to this if everybody wants to, but I'm hoping we'll go to something a little different, just to take a little break from this. So basically I'll have, instead of Subnautica and Subnautica Below Zero, it'll be Below Zero. So I can then just, you know, everything will be on that instead in terms of Subnautica. Specs? It depends on what you have on your computer and how low you're willing to turn the graphics. I've got a 1080 that I'm using, and I had to turn motion blur off, which is part of the reason why it kind of looks a little stuttery as well, but also to help with the overall performance. And I mean, i7, you can go to my About page on the main channel page and see my specs for my system. So right now, really the processing is not a big deal. I'm using about 50 to 55% on my processor. That's Subnautica and my streaming and Windows and everything else that's running. So it's not bad on the processor part. From a 6th gen i7, you're really going to be looking more at the graphics. Graphics, I'm using, well, 25% on the core right now, and the video RAM 67%. So graphics is going to play a difference on it. I think it's really more so what you're going to see stutter-wise is mostly going to be the engine itself. That's where we're at. We're at that point where the game engine, you just cannot go much more beyond this without major lag. Play Fortnite creative mode. AZ, you know I do not care for Fortnite in any regard. I'm not going to do Fortnite. You just wanted to mess with me. We'll do something like that. Weapon mods, I do not have any. Well, actually, no, I do have technically a weapon mod enabled. That is for, actually, that was the right way to go. It's for the Seamoth, the extra Seamoth mods. There is one that has all sorts of new add-on modules for your Seamoth. And one of those is, it's not in this. It is in this. Actually, it's not in that. Where is it? There is a, or, no, that's right. It is a separate one. I think I took it out because I wasn't using it. But there is a laser cannon mod that you can use for the Seamoth. There's also one for the Cyclops, but I put it in and it either just didn't unlock correctly or it was the case that another mod interfered with it because I could not get it to let me even see that mod to, or the, you know, the module to make it. So some of these may cause conflict if you add some different ones. I am running on these that I've found to be not conflicting with each other or the least amount of conflict. And of course, again, description below all the mods I'm currently running. I also have played with it, or I played with, there's an alien rifle mod. I really didn't care for that one. It based around the alien rifle and the alien containment facility, active lava zone that you scan. And then there was a multi-tool type gun. I think it was actually the multi-gun that I played with. It would give you a beam that would deal damage. But I played with it at one point more so for the fact it had a scale function and would let you enlarge creatures. Though it was only for visual effect. It didn't actually give you anything in terms of, like, you make a fish bigger and now suddenly you can chop that fish up for more food. No, it didn't do that. It was simply for visual effect and, in my aspect, comedic effect. You know, I think I called it Ultra Mega Biter when I made one. It was one of the biters, and it was you know, as big almost as one of the Leviathan juveniles. It was big. So I really stayed away from the weapon mods for the most part, but I did like the laser cannon mod. If you can get that to work for the Seamoth, that worked well for me, and I did use it in my previous series where I was doing big builds or testing out mods. I used it for doing a lot of attacking against Ghost Leviathans because they will respawn steadily. Yes, AZ, I did say there is a laser cannon mod for the Cyclops. I think it's just Cyclops laser cannon, I think is what it's called. I tried it. It's supposed to add a little arm on here, and you basically, when you pilot the Cyclops, you have a little spot over here so you could turn it on and have it fire. But it's supposed to unlock when you scan a certain thing. I can't remember now, but I had already scanned it. It did not unlock for me, and I kept trying to make it work. It just never worked for me. I thought that would be nice to have the mod just for shooting, say, Ghost Leviathan, Sea Dragon, to make them leave me alone. Not so much for going out all, you know, attack mode on them, but more of like, I'm going to shoot them, make them run away because they got damaged. So, no, I did not show that mod in stream because it did not work for me again. I showed the laser mod. I don't think I did it in stream. I think I did it strictly in my my video series, my modded series, but I didn't show it in the stream. This laser cannon one, I never got to work, so I didn't show it. I was asked earlier what mods I'm kind of running on the Cyclops. Mostly it's the normal mods. These are the extended mods. So efficiency module Mark III makes, you know, everything go a lot better. Bioreactor booster, which enhances the bioreactor, gives you more slots and more power capacity. Speed boost, you can go higher with it, but I didn't find it necessary because of the detrimental effect to the efficiency. And okay, I've only got one solar charger Mark II, because most of the time I am down here in the lava zone. But 3 thermal reactors, so it's basically like an unlimited supply of power down here. Unlimited power! Yeah, that's the mods I'm running on the Cyclops. Not over the top. Let me look again. I'm pretty sure didn't have anything else. You know, sonar, the basic stuff. There's really no need to stack certain things, so I built those little extra slot, you know, holders for separating out the non-standard ones from the standard ones. So that's kind of where we're at there. All right, we are in the last, well, you know, last little bit. So let's do, even though we've already been kind of doing that here, we'll do some Q&A, just some time, and we're going to do a fly around. That's why I am saving. Now we're going to move out. We're going to do the fly around and let everybody see the full thing, though you still hanging out on the stream. And I'll slow it down a bit, so it gets really stuttering when you move quickly. So we'll do that. So there's our zoo with our spotlights, creating that whole big event, you know, type look. We've got our loading, unloading cargo areas with our prawn suits. I may actually rotate one of the prawn suits so it is not facing straight forward. So we got that. We've got, of course, a prawn suit and a sea moth docked now. Storage area, scanner room, our weapons research facility, production facility type theme. Our control room area, I think I got that completely finished. Let's look. Yes, I did. That was going to be very much more simplified because it's just for telling the Cyclops pilots where to dock, and then we have the main, you know, control tower up top. Our little, you know, walk around pathways. We've got our food production area here, which is right below the, you know, habitat area. So we've got, oh, what's that? Oh, look, one of them got in. And my fish are gone again. I noticed that when I was, I don't know if it was on stream the other day or not, but I was playing over here. I came over here and all my Reginals were gone. And now my Oculus are gone. And I've got this guy sitting here inside. I wonder if he got in, like glitched in and ate all of my Oculus. Because I have no bioreactor here, so they shouldn't be draining out the bioreactor from the overflow distributor. I wonder if he came in here and ate all of my fish. Alright, I will have to rectify that. That's not good. At least here I don't have to worry about that. I have a ton of water production. If you really want your power to drain, that's what you turn on. Empty all of them, let the power drain, and you'll have your 40 thermal reactors that I have for all of these thermal plants everywhere. That power level will drain quickly. So habitat, everything. You've had your entire base structure gone. Everything was there. That has to be a weird glitch. Then I'll have that. That happens to me a lot in Outlaws of the Old West right now, where I'll have stuff floating in the air because of their visual, the way the game loads things. But I haven't had that happen in here. Not in this. All right, so this is where I've still got to go and fix. Favorite pet after my dog. My cousin's dog. He is a purebred Pomeranian. He's a little ball of poof. If she gets his hair cut, he looks very fluffy like a marshmallow. Not colored like a marshmallow, like a lightly toasted marshmallow. And then when he's poofy, like really got his hair long in the colder months, he looks like a typical Pomeranian. I keep telling her to give him a mohawk, you know, up top, or a lion's mane. She won't do it. I was like, if he was my dog, he'd have a lion's mane. He'd have the rest of his body shaved, have a big lion's mane around his head. That's my second favorite animal right now because he is such a, he's a yappy but happy little dog. He is so, like, energetic. Complete opposite of my dog. My dog's so chill. And he is just so fired up all the time. Alright, so yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, I did finish most of my plant stuff. I think we're going to end up tossing in more blood vine and regular creep vine there, because I do have 2 spots left, or 3 spots left there. So yeah, blood vine and like 2 creep vine there. We'll just fill that in. Or, you know what? No, I will leave that open. So if you download this and you want to add in a custom selection, you don't have to break down the grow bed to do that. So we got most of the cosmetic stuff, and of course the creep vine seed cluster ones for lighting cosmetics. So yeah, I'll leave some stuff still easily adjustable if you want to make your own little customizations to it. And if you think you can, if your system will let you run it well enough, or you tweak your graphics well enough to do it, you can keep building on it. There you go. So yes, it's big. It's a lot of lag. You're going to get lag when you try to build or deconstruct something, because there's a lot of components involved with this on adding and subtracting that hull integrity. So I'm pretty sure that's where a part of the lag is coming from, like how everything's set up in the programming to handle that. I think, honestly, at this point, I think a spreadsheet style thing would have worked a little bit better. But you gotta think how many pieces there are involved with this. It's not just how wide it is or how tall it is. It's a matter of how many components are here and how much that's affecting hull strength. If I built this all in the air above water level where no hull strength was involved, it probably would be performing a bit better, I would say, at least in terms of when you add a new component, because there'd be no need to calculate hull strength. It'd be like just 0, nothing to worry about. But sadly, that's not the case here. We are in the deeper areas, so yeah, there's a lot of calculation it does each time you build something. So, yeah, that is the base. That's the base. The project that has taken so much time and so much lag. The time I've had lag like this before was my big build season, where I had the solar farm, and I had the farming area as like 50 grow plots of just lantern tree fruit. And that was a visual performance thing. That was a lot of stuff being rendered in, a lot of the waving and everything from the plants, stuff like that. Not so much just the fact that there was a lot of stuff there. You know, it was all above water level, so no integrity calculation, just the fact there was so much visually going on. This is partly that, but it's mostly, I think, the hull integrity aspect. But yeah, that's the base. That is the base. And my dog is awake and scratching himself. You see, yeah, I've got nothing over there. At least it's not showing right now. We got all of these thermal plants, 40 thermal plants to produce 10,000 thermal power maximum. Main thing being how much is actively produced at one time. QMods Manager 2.0 use laser cannon. I am using 2.0, and I know it was a comment from Prime Sonic, I think on last stream, because he didn't get to join us. He was working on QMods Manager 3.0, so make sure you keep your eye out for that. He may have that update coming soon. But yeah, make sure you should at least be using the newest version of QMod Manager anyway, just because a lot of the mods now are going to require it regardless, because it definitely adds more capabilities. It's definitely going to be an upgrade. So yeah, but I will, like I said, I'll be getting some more stuff done with this, more preparation. Next stream will probably be the last one. I'm not going to say immediately after the stream next week. This will be going up, because we'll have to finish doing work, and then I'm going to have to package everything up. I probably will see if I can get Prime Sonic to help me out with testing it, like send him the link, let him try to load it, see if it works for him. If it doesn't work, I'll repackage everything, let him try it again, and if it works, then once that's done, I'll add the link to the end of the last stream information. I'll probably try to go back and add it on every stream description. And I will make a video, like a nice little cinematic type video showcasing the entire thing, I think, for that when I put it up. But yeah, we're getting close to that point where this will be done. It's then a matter of, once it's finished, doing some tidying up, getting everything packaged up where you can download it and use it, along with clear instructions on how to use it for everybody. And I think that's really gonna be the main thing. I'll get the download up before I worry about the cinematic video, just so you can go ahead and do it, since you've already watched it in the stream during the build. But I'll make a nice little finale to it, just to have a little quick cinematic walkthrough of it. But yeah, I'll be having to do some tidying up with everything before that's ready to be downloaded. But yeah, this is it. Tiger Soul, it is, I wouldn't say, but I think we've got about 45 to 50 hours of actual game time in it now. Because of, it's a different mechanic. When I play, and I'm just playing, and not worrying about anything else, I'm just going around farming, I'm not chatting, I lock in, I focus, and I have been able to go and gather a lot of supplies quickly because I'm just sitting there, like, that's all I'm focusing on. It'd be like me playing and ignoring the chat just to go and do everything, and not even worrying about talking during that point. I'm just gathering stuff and moving quickly. So I've been able to do other bases bigger, and I've been able to sit there and have, like, okay, I'm going to save, I'm going to build something and see how that works. If I don't like it, I'm going to unload or reload from the save point and then try it again. In this case, it was like, well, that didn't work. I'm just going to break it down, you know, not like save and then try it and do that. So this is a lot of game time that was used for experimenting as well with stuff, like a cage for stalkers that did not work. And then a lot of time just, yeah, wandering around gathering supplies, because I wasn't using a scanner room as readily, or because I was focusing on playing the game and chatting. So yeah, I'll say 40 to 50 hours right now. It'll tell you when the game save is loaded. It'll say how much, or at least it does for me. I'm not sure, because I have played a modded save file. It did say 0 minutes on it when I loaded it up. I don't know how that's going to work with this once I package it up for you to use, but yeah. I do not have a PS4. I don't have an Xbox One. The last thing I got was an Xbox 360 and a Nintendo Wii, and after that, I just kind of got back to playing PC games. I stopped playing any console games. At this point, if I have a console, it's going to be a custom console that I build to play old arcade games and NES, Super NES, stuff like that. I'm going to make me an emulator system some point in the future so I can play that on the TV, but I just don't play console stuff anymore. I'm much more stick to the PC stuff because I could do things like modding quite easily with it. Alright, yeah, so that's the base, the big base, the massive base, the one that has taken so much time, so much experimentation, so much for us to go through. You see just the full shot here. That is the area of it all. And just how much has gone into decorating it and making things work. I mean, like, just the glass windows on the zoo. That was time consuming just to get all the quartz, to make the glass, and then to make the windows. So, yeah, this has been an experience. And it's been a fun, enjoyable experience to hang out and talk with everybody while I do it. I would not have done this just making a video series on it, recording it. This would not have been, I never would have made it this far. I would have got tired of it long ago. But getting to hang out with everybody and chat is the reason why I've made it this far. So if you want to do another season of Subnautica live streams with a new save, starting fresh again, I'll do that. But I really want to move on to a new game now. So again, as I've said a few times, we're going to do a poll after this, so be watching it on the community tab. We'll have a vote going on what to do next in terms of the live streams and a building-focused game. And next week will be the last one for this, so we'll have 2 weeks from now a new game, or at least a new game save, whatever we end up doing, to start with. And I'll be working on, once this is finished, packaging everything up, and it'll be available for everybody to download. It will be a little bit more than just throwing some mods in place, so you will have to make sure you follow the instructions. And again, I'm going to make sure to try to test that out first, so nobody's downloading it saying, I don't know where to put this. So, my favorite part of the basement, I would say, not basement, but basement, I would say the zoo. I like being able to say I made a full-fledged zoo for pretty much every major biome. I've got so many different specimens spread throughout. And just the fact that with as limited as we are, really, when you look at it in terms of the building options in the game, for different rooms you can choose from, it worked out. Sorry, I got a dry throat now. I'm pleased I've managed to get the zoo working as well as it is, because we don't have a large room like we're gonna have in Below Zero. It's you know, it's all based around you're gonna be underwater, you got water pressure to deal with, so you're not gonna have this big massive building that's like the size of that. It's not some big massive containment facility like the alien containment. So I'm pleased with how the zoo turned out. I would say that is my favorite part, just because I managed to make that idea work out well enough. Everything else kind of falls behind that, I would say. There's other parts I like. I'm not saying I dislike the base in any way. I do like how I've got everything ended up turning out. It's just that is the one that ultimately I feel came into being as well as it could have been for the idea. Crates next to the prawn suit. Well, thank you for that. I do like the elemental aspect of that, of it being like, here's this, you know, something you'd expect. You know, we're going to get shipments in from the surface. This is a research facility kind of thing. They don't just have everything here. They've got to have Cyclops coming down from, you know, some place where they receive materials from Altera, off-world. So we want to be able to bring stuff in and ship stuff back. So we need a shipment center. You know, we need sending and receiving type stuff. So I really like that aspect. It's not something I ever intended from the beginning. It's just something that popped in my head at one point. And I was like, you know what? We've got these as a decorative option. We need to make use of them. That's kind of how that really came to place. Is I was like, you know, I have not used this. It's a decorative option from the mod. Let's use it. So, yeah. I do have a little wiggle room left with integrity. Hull integrity. So I may add some extra windows, like on the moon pools and stuff like that. It'll be after we get the decoration stuff done in the final habitat area. So yeah, next week may be a shorter stream, because we will just be doing the last steps to finish this up and get everything finished on the base. Say it's done, you know, stick a fork in it, it's done, as that saying goes. We'll just see what we can come up with in terms of the interior decoration for this. I do have some more windows to put in on this, of course, as well. So we may be doing some reinforcing elsewhere. But yeah, this will be done next week. And then from that point, we'll be moving on to either a new game save or a completely new game. But thank you all for hanging out with me. Oh, and let me get back. Thank you all for hanging out with Timmy, too. He has been so helpful. He's been actually off screen gathering up magnetite for me, right? You're like, I don't know what's going on, but I want a treat. Come on, get it. There you go. I'll let you go. There you go. We'll go outside in a minute. Thank you all for hanging out with us. I am Mr. Spicy as always. Of course, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Follow me on Twitch so you can watch my streams there of Outlaws that I'm doing right now. And like I said, we'll be back next week, same time, same place, for one more stream of Subnautica building with this base. But yeah, that's it. It's time for me to take a break. Take Timmy here out to do his dog business outside, and then get back to doing some other stuff. But thank you all for hanging out with me. Everybody have a good day, good night, wherever you are in the world. I will see you next time. Goodbye.